August 3rd marks the first ascent of the Jungfrau, the third highest peak in the Bernese Alps, back in 1811. Now that might sound like an anniversary to bore even a mountaineer into a crevasse, but I think it's a wonderful triumph of the human spirit. You might say, well, the third highest peak in the Bernese Alps, what's that good for? But here's the thing. In the first place, the Meyer brothers, Johann and Hieronymus, which is a wonderful name, accomplished this feat in the old mountaineering style. They didn't go after the Mountain Equipment Co-op. They didn't have oxygen tanks. They didn't have, fixed pitons and a well-established route. They kind of wandered over a glacier and across a pass and then along another glacier with some servants, and they had this porter they'd picked up, and then they found a couple of chamois hunters and said, if you guys aren't busy, maybe you'd like to come along. And then they took their walking sticks, their hemp ropes, their hobnail boots, and they just kind of wandered up the thing and got to the top. They were not discouraged. A lot of people didn't believe it. It seemed so impossible that they had to do it again a year later and prove that it was actually possible. And then let's take this third highest peak in the Bernese Alps. Again, that's not exactly, topping out on Everest, is it? Let alone being the first person to do it. It's just this mountain, it's near the Eiger. It's like, okay, I didn't climb the Eiger, but I climbed that lower one next to it. But you know what? We can't all win Wimbledon, okay? It's not, every achievement in life is not cheapened by the fact that it doesn't come with you holding the Stanley Cup over your head. And you don't have to say, oh, well, I was having lunch with my friend, the world-famous philosopher so-and-so, in the best seafood restaurant in the Western Hemisphere. I get a little tired of people who always know where the best restaurant in town is. How would you possibly have tried them all? What about all the people out there whose dream was to found a restaurant and have founded a restaurant and are cooking good food for happy clients? Well, I feel that way about climbing the Jungfrau too. I mean, I'm not saying don't climb Everest, I'm not saying don't win the Grey Cup. If you've got it within you, you would be letting yourself down if you didn't. But I'm saying let's remember to celebrate all those triumphs of the human spirit, including two sons of a rich merchant who cobbled together a random group for an expedition and climbed the third highest peak in the Bernese Alps wearing hobnail boots with hemp ropes. That is a good reason to be happy on August 3rd, the anniversary of that first ascent of the Jungfrau back in 1811. Now, if you're enjoying these commentaries, please visit my website, that's johnrobson.ca, make a contribution to help sustain my work, and of course keep watching and subscribing to The Rebel for the news and commentary you will not get anywhere else.